Coach, you mentioned that defensively it wasn't there as much for you in that first quarter. What shifted for you? What did you like as the game went on?
I think the biggest thing was that they were – it's a double whammy, right? They were getting threes without a hand in their face, and they were shooting layups. That's not a winning combination, right? So what had to change was how much pressure we were putting on their perimeter guys when they were going to shoot it, and force them to do what we did in the third quarter, where they had to shoot tougher shots, off the dribble jump shots, as opposed to standstill threes, and we didn't let them get in the lane. So the emphasis at halftime was exactly those two things, and I thought we really executed in the second half.
You mentioned you don't want to have both Paige and Sarah on the bench at one time.
Correct.
We know what Paige can do, but when you look at Sarah, with what she's been able to do in just her first year with the program, why is she already so important to your team?
Mostly because if you look at it, most teams, there are a bunch of players on each team that are pretty one-dimensional players. This is what they're really, really good at. And you try to get them to do that because that's what makes them the kind of players that you want on the floor. Then there's, players like Paige and Sarah that they can take the place of three different players. Right? You need somebody in the post, they can do that. You need somebody to make a three, they can do that. You need somebody to block a shot. You need somebody to make a great pass. And so now, all of a sudden, if you have both of them out on the floor, Paige and Sarah, obviously you've got a lot of that. But not having either of those two, that's a little more difficult for us to generate the kind of offense and defense that we want. So, did I think coming in here that it would be this consistent for her? Most freshmen, they do need some time. The learning curve is there. But for her, there doesn't seem to have been one. It just started off like this, and it stayed like this.
We were talking a little bit about, the preparation you had to do with yesterday's game versus the two teams playing right now, how different in styles they are. When you look at the Big East Conference as a whole playing in this conference tournament, how special and unique is it with the challenges that each and every team bring?
Yeah, there's sometimes in other conferences what you get is a lot of the same things. Well, here you get a lot of the same things, but it's different than what you see outside the conference, So, I would love to play, with Sarah and Geno a lot, with Sarah and Ice a lot, with Ice and Geno a lot. The unfortunate problem is most of the teams in our league like to play, with 5 out, so they don't put a guy in the lane. So now you're challenged to go out and chase these guys all over the court. And a lot of teams don't have that. A lot of leagues, I should say, don't have that. And then the variety, St. John's, they must have lost 6 games by less than 5 points. Those games could have gone either way, including the Creighton game. They had the shot to win it, or tie it. And then the next night you got Villanova, which is going to be completely different. And then, you got Seton Hall the next night, which is completely different. And then the night after that, it's Butler, where now you got to chase 19 different things. And so every game you're faced with a different challenge that by the time you get to the NCAA tournament, you've kind of seen it all. And it's great preparation as far as I'm concerned.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.